What's going on, everybody? C4 here for another episode of Super Bowl or Bust. And this one kind of pains me to do, but it has been a hypothetical for really since the fuck did Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw leave. Basically, is the Giants seem like they're always a good running back or just a running game in general away from being a complete team, especially after in the 2015-2016 offseason where they literally spent $9 trillion to try to improve the defense, bringing in the likes of Janoris Jenkins. You got Snacks Harrison. Finally, you're getting Landon Collins. He's emerged as one of the best safeties in the game. And then on the offense, Eli Manning is no spring chicken. I still think he can get the job done. But you have Mr. Odell Beckham. I can only catch the ball with one hand. And offensive line, I mean, yeah, the interior is pretty solid. Pugh and Richburg are good. Even Jerry's not that bad. I don't know. Beatty and Flowers are one of the worst players in the NFL. But, I mean, offensively, Cruz is no longer here. We're just using the standard roster. He probably could have added Brandon Marshall. But Sterling Shepard has emerged as a great player. He was always a great player in college. And, unfortunately for the Eagle, an Eagle fan and me, Shepard looks like he's going to be a very good slot receiver for many years to come and pretty much taken over and made Victor Cruz expendable even though he was getting paid a bunch of money and not getting any production. But what we did, as you could tell from the thumbnail or titles, we decided to put Le'Veon Bell, the best running back in the game, debatable, but the highest overall running back in Madden, if you will, on the New York Giants to see if that is enough to get them to the playoffs. Now, it's going to be pretty disgusting to actually play with them if we do make a playoff run, which we very well might. But, yeah, let's see what we can do here. Just for, we're just, having a little bit of fun here, So, yeah, I wanted to get this one out of the way because it is a big, major hypothetical. I mean, for how many years they had Rashad Jennings, who's been meh. He came over as a free agency signing from the Oakland Raiders. You got Darkwa, you got fucking Vereen, who I guess Vereen is a solid pass catching back, but they don't really have and haven't had a legit. I don't even maybe Tiki Barber is as far as you need to go back till they had a legit running back. I mean, Brandon Jacobs, all 6'4", 265 pounds of him, literally was afraid to run between the tackles. He tried to dance in the backfield like Trent Richardson, couldn't get done. Matt Bradshaw was solid, but I think he might even had his better years with the Colts that last year. The last good year he had with the Colts might have been his strongest season ever. But, I mean, they were a good two-headed running back combination. But I think since Tiki Barber, they haven't had a legit running attack. And I think the plan is, at least on paper, to go with the Vereen as the pass-catching back and Paul Perkins as the starter in 2017. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough. But I don't even think, personally, we're doing this because this is a consensus. Everyone's like, oh, they should land AP if they can find a way to work around the cap, and that'll be enough to get the Giants over the hump. I personally think Eli Manning's done. To be honest with you, I think everyone knows Eli Manning. He puts up impressive offensive numbers with the high turnovers, but they're still impressive. He can usually get you, 3,000-4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, but he will give you 15, 20 goddamn interceptions, it seems like. But I thought, the big thing with Eli Manning was this: just get them in the playoffs. As soon as you can get them into the playoffs, Eli will work his magic. And this year you saw, this is maybe the best receiving core. You could debatably say having Odell and Sterling Shepard, that's as good as fucking Plexico Burress and Victor Cruz, or whoever the fuck they had the last time they made their big playoff run. It was Plexico Burress. I can't even remember off the top of my head. Mario Manningham was there for a bit. But I mean, I think the Eli magic's gone. And when that magic's gone, it boils down to he's a above average NFL quarterback. Which is good for me as an Eagle fan. But, they're still very competitive. Giants aren't never going to suck. They'll always be a team that, worst case scenario, they'll still get 7 wins. So, aside from my Eagles being able to sweep them more often than not, they are still a solid team. So let's see, truly, here we go. We almost had 2 more weeks to go. If adding the most dynamic pass-catching running back, in Madden. Okay, we got to keep referring to Madden. Because personally, if I'm a guy, I want David Johnson over Le'Veon Bell. But, I mean, to each their own. So let's see what we do. After week 17, I actually kind of hope this video is short. We didn't make the playoffs just so I can kind of shoot on the Giants here. We 6-10, bottom of the division. So there you go. Having Le'Veon Bell adding the best running attack, it still was my concern that Eli Manning is done. We'll take a quick look at the stats. 6-10, bottom dwellers of the NFC East, right where they belong. Again, I don't want all the Giants fans just coming like, dislike. So Eli Manning had himself a fairly Eli Manning-esque season. 3,900 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 17 picks. Le'Veon Bell, 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns. So he did his job. He did his job as a running back. Even 400 yards and 9 touchdowns from Vereen is not bad. But there you go. The theory worked. Adding Le'Veon Bell obviously was going to make them a very good team. But I'm going to assume the defense must have not carried the parade. Odell, 85 receptions, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. I mean, what do we got here? 10 sacks is the most. What about turnovers? I mean, that's Landon Collins went off. 4 picks is not bad for him. What the fuck? What happened here? How many times did Manning get sacked? 58 sacks. So the offensive line is just piss poor here. Not even the good interior of Pugh and Richburg was able to get it done. Let's see if we can go take a quick gander here. How many points did we give up? Was it just the offensive line? Let's see. So we had the worst offense in the NFC East, and we had the second worst defense. So, yeah. So maybe the Giants need more than just a playmaking running back. And this was a very positive experience. Even though the video didn't really develop into much, at least it's a myth busted. We Super Bowl, we busted with the New York Giants. So thank you guys for watching. As always, leave suggestions for ideas I can do for this series. Just little quick videos, little tidbits in case I don't have a daily upload ready. This is the first time stopping by. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. I assume most Eagle fans will like it. Most Giants fans will not. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.